The Illyrian realm was also caused by the strengthening of another Illyrian kingdom established in its vicinity, that of the Tolanti, which existed for some time along with that of the Ancile. The Tolanti, another people among the more anciently known groups of Illyrian tribes, lived on the Adriatic coast of southern Illyria, modern Albania, dominating at various times much of the plain between the Drin and the Aous, comprising the area around Epidamnus Dyrrhachium. In the 7th century BC, the Tolantii invoked the aid of Corcyra and Corinth in a war against the Liburni. After the defeat and expulsion from the region of the Liburni, the Corcyrians founded in 627 BC on the Illyrian mainland a colony called Epidamnus, thought to have been the name of a barbarian king of the region. A flourishing commercial center emerged and the city grew rapidly. The Tolanti continued to play an important role in Illyrian history between the 5th and 3rd centuries BC, and in particular in the history of Epidamnus, both as its neighbors and as part of its population. Notably, they influenced the affairs and the internal conflicts between aristocrats and democrats. The Tolantian kingdom seems to have reached its climax during Glaucias's rule, in the years between 335 BC and 302 BC. The Illyrian kingdoms frequently came into conflicts with the neighboring ancient Macedonians, and the Illyrian pirates were also seen as a significant threat to the neighboring peoples. At the Neretva Delta, there was a strong Hellenistic influence on the Illyrian tribe of Daurs. Their capital was Dorsan, located in Osaniti near Stolac, in Herzegovina, which became the main center of classical Illyrian culture. Dorsan, during the 4th century BC, was surrounded by megalithic 5-meter-high stone walls, composed out of large trapeze stone blocks. Daurs also made unique bronze coins and sculptures. The Illyrians even conquered Greek colonies on the Dalmatian islands. After Philip II of Macedon defeated Bardylus 358 BC, the Grabai under Grabos II became the strongest state in Illyria. Philip II killed 7,000 Illyrians in a great victory and annexed the territory up to Lake Ohrid. During the second part of the 3rd century BC, a number of Illyrian tribes seem to have united to form a proto-state, stretching from the central part of present-day Albania up to Neretva River in Herzegovina. The political entity was financed on piracy and ruled from 250 BC by the king Agron. The Illyrian attack under Agron against Aurelians mounted in either 232 or 231 BC is described. Aurelians mounted in either 232 or 231 BC is described by Polybius. 100 Lembi with 5,000 men on board sailed up to land at Median. Dropping anchor at daybreak, they disembarked speedily and in secret. They then formed up in the order that was usual in their own country, and advanced in their several companies against the Aetolian lines. The latter were overwhelmed with astonishment at the unexpected nature and boldness of the move. But they had long been inspired with overweening self-confidence, and having full reliance on their own forces, were far from being dismayed. They drew up the greater part of their hoplites and cavalry in front of their own lines on the level ground, and with a portion of their cavalry and their light infantry, they hastened to occupy some rising ground in front of their camp, which nature had made easily defensible. A single charge, however, of the Illyrians, whose numbers in close order gave them irresistible weight, served to dislodge the light-armed troops and forced the cavalry who were on the ground with them to retire to the hoplites. But the Illyrians, being on higher ground and charging down from it upon the Aetolian troops formed up on the plain, routed them without difficulty. The Medeonians joined the action by sallying out of the town and charging the Aetolians. Thus, after killing a great number and taking a still greater number prisoners, and becoming masters also of their arms and baggage, the Illyrians, having carried out the orders of Agron, conveyed their baggage and the rest of their booty to their boats, and immediately set sail for their own country. He was succeeded by his wife Tuta, who assumed the regency for her stepson Penis, following Agron's death in 231 BC. This is the story.